Well, my honors, our first class together. How exciting! Woohoo! Today we're going to start off by talking about numbers, and then we're going to move on to solving equations. How exciting! And that'll take up several videos. Now, whole numbers, and actually below that is natural numbers, which is just positive numbers. Whole numbers are just positive natural numbers, or the natural numbers, and zero. So no fractions other than denominators 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Now notice we don't use whole numbers a whole lot. That's more for like the lower grades. We actually start with integers, which is just positive and negative whole numbers. So that would be -6, -5. Of course, we go all the way infinity, and then 0, and then 1, 2, 3. So we start with integers, then we have rational and irrational that together make up something called real numbers. Now, real numbers are all the numbers we know right now. So any number you know, unless you know imaginary, it's not imaginary, leave that out. But other than that, it's any number you know. So 1/7, 1/6, square root of 2. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Rational is anything that could be written as a fraction, and irrational is no way it can ever be written a fraction. Oops. Gonna make mistakes, sorry. So rational can be a fraction, irrational never can be a fraction. So rational, 1/3, 0.6. All examples, square root of 4, if you know what square roots are. All rational numbers, so anything that you could change to a fraction. Now with decimals, it's any number that terminates, they call it stops, or any number that repeats forever. So 0.3 repeating. All rational. Irrational, never a fraction. So that would be my favorite number, pi. Now, really that's probably the only one you know right now. But square root of 2, because you can never change that to a fraction. It goes on forever and does not repeat. If you don't know that, don't worry about it. So example of a real number, 7, 2, pi. Then rational is anything that could be a fraction. So fraction, a decimal that terminates or repeats forever. And square root of a number that's a perfect square. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Irrational, really the only number you know is pi, but any square root that cannot simplify to get rid of the square root. And an integer is just any number that's over 1 or 0, which 0 technically is over 1. Don't need to worry about whole numbers, I just put that in there. Now, solving one-step problems. Now, solving is what number do I put in for x that would cause this to be true? Now, actually learn the steps. I had a student once that would just keep putting numbers in for the variable until they got the right answer, but as the problem got longer and longer, it'd take them a half hour to figure out a single problem. Now, they always say, think of it like a birthday gift. Ooh, birthday. So you're going to reverse the wrapping of the gift to solve the problem. So like you take the bow off, then you unwrap the wrap, and then you open the box. So I want to get rid of the -6. So what's the reverse of -6? Well, adding 6. But I can only do that if I do it to both sides. So it's like a scale in science. If you do it to both sides, you keep it imbalanced. So x equals 16. Now some teachers make you show how it works, But I'm okay if you just do it in your brain. 16 minus 6 is 10. Yes. So this one, I'm adding 4, so you're going to subtract 4. Woohoo! So it'd be 8 minus 4 is 4. Here, I'm dividing by 6, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. And remember, I can do pretty much whatever I want as long as I do it to both sides. Now, you gotta be careful with variables, but with numbers, you can do just about as want, do it to both sides. So this would be 1x, or you could just put x. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay, here I'm multiplying by 2, so the reverse operation is divide by 2. Woohoo! Here, divide by negative 8. So x is negative 2. Woohoo! Now, hopefully you know that. Now, I'm going to try to keep the videos 10 minutes or below. So we'll go ahead and stop this one and start another one pretty soon here.